So today I thought we could talk about being hurt and compassionate at the same time. Have you ever been in a conversation with your partner and thought, how can I be compassionate towards what they're still sharing with me when I'm feeling so hurt myself? I think this is a constant dilemma that we often get stuck in because it's hard to hear our partner share with us these moments of them feeling hurt and not take it personally. I often talk to clients about how we're sort of in this internal dilemma, that when we hear this information on how somebody we love is feeling really hurt by something we've done or said, we really struggle with these two sides of ourselves. There's one side of us that's really compassionate and has a lot of empathy towards witnessing our partner feeling hurt and loving them and wanting that to feel better. But there's another part of ourselves that kind of jumps in and dismisses that compassion because we spend a lot of time wanting to focus on how we're going to tell them they shouldn't feel this way or come up with the reasons as to why, all of the good examples of what we've done to disprove that. It's really hard for us to be seen as someone hurtful, and so we spend a lot of time defending or excusing that behavior rather than engaging in really being curious and understanding that hurt. Finding that compassion for your partner doesn't mean that you're ignoring your own hurt and pain. It just means that you're willing to understand theirs before you want to share and address your own. So here are a few practical examples of how you can maybe work on improving this between the two of you. The first one is just pausing your reaction. If your partner is wanting to say, you really hurt my feelings when this happened or when you said this, pausing your response or your reaction of how that feels for you and trying to understand their perspective by just being curious. Help me understand, what was it that I said? What was that like for you? And really focus on trying to understand their own perspective. The second part, I think, is really important in finding some shared experience and assuming that both of you are hurting in this conversation. It's not something we typically encourage with our couples, is to kind of assume what each other are thinking or feeling. But in these moments of trying to be really vulnerable and share what's hurting, I think it's fair to assume, okay, they're hurting and so am I, and this is going to be a hard conversation because this doesn't feel good for either one of us. And that can be a great instigator in trying to find that compassion. When listening and understanding about your partner's pain or hurt feelings, the goal isn't to try and fix it or change it or dismiss it. The goal is just to understand it. Maybe the fix will come later. Maybe the two of you can find a better path moving forward. But for right now, being able to hear them, understand it, and share some comfort in that is the biggest sort of task before trying to logistically solve the problem. The third thing that I think that can be really helpful is to maybe choose one or two small moves to change the way this conversation goes. Lower your voice, put your phone down, or find a room where you can talk, where you can really be focused and give your full attention. Ask some questions in trying to understand or invest in understanding their perspective. It can also be really helpful to say, I don't know what to say right now, but I'd like to come back to this after I've had a chance to think about it. And then return, whether that's later that night or within a few minutes, and say, here's what I think I heard you say. Here's what I'm trying to understand. The most important thing is that these small moments of connection, these small moments of feeling and sharing comfort with each other, is what's going to continue to keep the two of you close during some really hard conversations. It's not always important to align in the way you both think or the way you both feel or how you move forward in behaving. It is really important during those times of differences to still feel close and loved and important. And being able to share compassion is part of that. There's always time later, once that conversation has been had, to be able to then ask your partner, here's kind of what came up for me during this conversation, and can I share that with you also? And giving them an opportunity to understand the things that hurt for you too, but taking turns and giving each other the time and space needed to really feel like you understand each other.